Hey guys, I just want to kind of go over week 2 assignments. I've had a lot of students have some questions about the discussion board, so I thought this might be a better way to kind of relay that information to you. And I'm glad you have questions about the assignments because sometimes I think things may be more clear to me. Again, I've taught this a couple of times, so to me it may make sense, but for someone else this is their first time, it may not make sense. So I'm glad you're asking because I want to bring clarity to any assignments or any questions that you have. So for week 2, you're going to be reading chapter 1 in your book. And so the discussion board number 1, agenda setting. And you can see under here under your week 2 tab, or you can find it under your discussions tab. But if you click on the week 2 tab, this is what it'll pull up for you. And what I want you to do for discussion board 1 agenda setting is to develop and post a 30-second elevator speech as described in chapter 1. Include your professional role, problem to be addressed, and proposed solution, and respond to one peer. So on page 29 of chapter 1, it talks about I think it's the second or third paragraph down, that every nurse, we should have developed a 30-second elevator speech. So if we would ever be in a situation where we're with, our book talks about a congressman or a legislator, but even if you're like with your manager or your director or maybe your CNO, your CEO of the place that you work, you should have a 30-second speech that you can just blab, if I can say that word, just really kind of break down what you do, what is the problem that you solve, and what's the solution to that. Because you always, every time that you want to address a problem, you always want to give a solution. You never just want to just tell people all the problems that's wrong with your unit with never providing a solution, or what a proposed solution anyways to those problems. So for this discussion board, that's what I want you to do, to really think about that. What is a problem that you see in healthcare today? It could be staffing on your unit. It could be maybe the level of care that's provided. Maybe the acuity of patients could be a problem that you see. Maybe in your long-term care and you're getting very acute patients. That's kind of a trend that we're seeing, is people being discharged sooner than they used to be. Maybe floating to another unit. You feel that's unsafe, being a new nurse, and floating to another specialized unit. There's all kinds of things that you can pick through, maybe even insurance or the Healthcare Plan Act, or so whatever you find I feel like as a problem in healthcare today. I want you to think about that problem and think about a proposed solution. So what would be a proposed solution for a staffing issue? So say you are always understaffed. So what could be a solution for that problem? And be creative. We always want to think, well, hire more people. Well, yeah, that could be one solution, but maybe think outside the box. What else could you be doing? Think about the float pool at your place. Think about maybe you decrease in staff because you have a high turnover rate. So what could you do for nursing retention? So those are just all some different things to be looking at. So for this speech, I want you, in 30 seconds, you should be able to describe your professional role. So, legislators, they don't know what as nurses as we do. So what is your professional role? Include your role, your problem that you see in healthcare, and then what is your solution? Again, it needs to be in 30 seconds, something that you can just relay to an individual. And then the following week, week 3, then you'll respond to one peer. Also, I have included this little brochure, Nursing, Imagine a World Without Nurses brochure. And I just thought this was kind of a very simple, concise way to describe the role of nurses, and it kind of breaks down which level to, whether it's PN, ASN, BSN. So it's a great tool when you're trying to explain to a lawmaker or someone outside of healthcare what really is your role as nurses. We don't just pass medications. We're not just task-orientated. There's so much more to what we do as a nurse. Biggest thing is being advocates for our patients, educators to our patients as well. So take a look at that. That may help you stem some ideas of how to explain your professional role. And then also don't forget, I want you to include your introduction. Again, there's almost 100 of you in this class, so it's really neat seeing where everyone's from, where you're working at, and your goals, and just kind of your views of currently of healthcare policy. And hopefully this class will help enhance that as well. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Hopefully this helped kind of give you a little bit of breakdown. I know some people have already probably started on the elevator speech, and if you have, and you can go back and change that if you have not met the criteria, and that's completely fine. Just let me know. And just one little note also on the discussion board, you can write that, you can type this out. That doesn't necessarily have to be you doing an actual speech. You can do either way. If you want to if you're tech savvy and you can record yourself and download it, by all means go ahead. I'd rather talk than actually type and write. So that's completely up to you. Or if you want to type out your speech, that's completely fine. Just whenever you read it, make sure you read it in 30 seconds or less, okay? So if you have any further questions, please let me know.